All right, NFL Wildcard Weekend concludes on Monday with 2 more games, so it's time for another edition of Hittin the Books, where we look at the best bets for the final 2 games of the opening weekend of the NFL playoffs. Now, we're going to break things down. We're going to do it with sports betting content creator for Ball is Life, Sara Jane Gamelli, who joins me now. Sara Jane, what's going on?
Hey, not too much. Thanks for having me. How are you?
I'm well. Enjoyed the football this weekend. It's been fantastic, and we've got a couple more games. So let's start this off. And first up, we're going to go to Buffalo, where the Bills, they're hosting the Steelers. This game features the largest spread of the weekend. Buffalo, 10.5-point favorite. Over under for this one is 34.5. Do you like the Bills to cover, or are you feeling bold and maybe taking that Steelers money line? What's the play here?
Well, we got a classic 2 and 7 seed AFC game. This game, flexed to Monday, and I don't think we're going to expect any 40 to 50 mile an hour winds, but I do expect it to be cold. And we saw how that affected Tua and Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball in Kansas City last night. So with that said, I kind of want to take this game to the original over-under total line, which was 40.5. And I believe I saw it as low as 33.5 on Saturday on MGM and DraftKings. So for the totals, over-under, Steelers and the Bills, they both are 6 and 11. Not a lot of them hit the over during the season. And if you look at their last 8 head-to-head matchups, they are 1-7-0 against the spread. And then I kind of broke it down after that. Their last 5, they definitely hit the under. But I looked at the line, which was a lot higher than the line right now, which is 38. I think it's 38.5 right now. So they scored 41 points twice, 39, 29, 39, 37. I mean, the over was there. So I have 2 picks today. I did a 4-point teaser. I did Steelers plus 14. That gives a 2-possession game, and over 33.5. It still gives you great value, plus 123 on the parlay. And if you look on the injury side, the Bills had a lot. They had up to 10 players on their injury report. They had Taylor Rapp that's going to be out. They have Gabe Davis that's going to be out. If you look at the Steelers, the heart and soul of their team is now out, which is TJ Watt, the glue to that team, defensive force. Without him, he is irreplaceable. So there are going to be holes in the defense. And then if you look at Josh Allen, is he going to be vulnerable? As great as he is he going to turn the ball over? To be a great quarterback, you have to make those plays and possibly put yourself up for an interception. So if we're going to talk about totals, there's 2 things that I like about the total and the spread. The Steelers, no matter who the quarterback is, are pretty good against the Bills, winning 3 out of the last 5. And if you look at the last 5 matchups, the Bills have only a 15-point overall total differential, which is about 3 per game. So that's why I really like the 14 spread. I've come on here and I bet against Mike Tomlin, and I refuse to do it again. He finds ways to win. He finds ways to keep things close, over 500. And I just think Steelers, they're good against the spread. They're 6-4 in the last 10. And the last time they couldn't cover was the middle of December. So give me the over 33.5 and Steelers plus 14.
I like that. Steelers with the plus 14. If you want to get stretched out there, I love the little teaser that you had there for the people. Really good value on that there. Okay, so liking the Steelers, don't think the Bills have the ability to cover the spread here. That is an interesting one. Now, moving on, we have playoff Monday Night Football. The Eagles, they visit the Bucs in Philadelphia despite their struggles to close out the season. They're 3-point road favorites here. Over under 42.5. That's the last time I checked. Are you trusting the Eagles to cover on the road here, or is there another play for you in this game?
I can't believe I'm saying this. The Eagles started off as 10-1, and everybody thought they were going to be the Super Bowl favorites, and ended up finishing as the 5 seed, and now they're on the road in Tampa, who was the 4th seed. So real quick, I'm just going to say this outright. I really don't know how Philadelphia is still favored in this game with all the injuries and everything that's going on. I'll explain it a little bit, but I do have Tampa Bay plus 3. In a nutshell, Philly has just been downright awful, to put it lightly. They started off hot. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They lost against the Giants. They couldn't keep the Arizona Cardinals off the field. They barely beat the Giants, and then they lose the next 3 against Seattle, and they get blown out against Dallas and 49ers. And when they got blown out, I said, this isn't the team that started 10-1. So conversely, the Buccaneers have been excellent no matter who they've played. They've won 5 out of their last 6 and won, rightfully so, the NFC South. And yes, they're an average team. I will say, yes, they struggled offensively in the last 2 games against New Orleans and Carolina. But the bottom line is Baker Mayfield has a chip on his shoulder, and he's going to continue to do so. And the Bucs have been in this spot. So I don't expect any crazy weather down there. I heard there might be a little bit of rain. But if we look at this, Jalen Hurts hasn't been very great in the last 3 matchups against Todd Bowles. And actually, Tampa Bay is averaging 50 yards more at the quarterback position than Philadelphia. So we have to look at the Philly against the spread track record, which hasn't been great. And Tampa Bay has covered, I think they're 11-6. They've been amazing. So honestly, it's really going to come down to defense for the Philadelphia Eagles. It's going to come down to very, very big injuries over there. They do not have as much depth, even with Matt Patricia calling the play calls. So you look at Philly, they're unrecognizable. They've been one of the worst defenses, 30th against passing attempts, passing yards, pass touchdowns, really been one of the worst in the league in the past 5, 6, 7 weeks. And when you combine that with injuries, A.J. Brown deleted his social media. He's out for the game. And then you have Jalen Hurts, who has a dislocated middle finger on his right throwing hand. So right off the bat, you lose your 1-2 punch. And I always say that championship football, you win your games in December and January. And right now, I don't trust Eagles with the points. They're 21st in weighted DVOA, and I'm giving the points to Tampa Bay on Monday.
All right, there you go. Giving the points to Tampa Bay. And yeah, Eagles, they have not looked right. As I said, down the stretch, they haven't looked at it all. Giving the points to Tampa Bay. My director, Zach, who is a Bucs fan, is going to be very happy about that pick.
That's
right
great.
There you go. All right, last thing, Sarah. When you look on Monday, what are some prop bets that you're eyeing in Monday's playoff doubleheader?
Well, I'm going to feel like a little bit of a Josh Allen homer because I love him every single time you have me on. But I love his 38.5 rushing yards, and I love it for a few reasons, whether it's snowing or not snowing. He's run the ball against the Steelers the last 2 games, 44 rushing yards, 42 rushing yards. They allowed Tyler Huntley to just run all over the place along with Geno Smith, to be honest. So he had a really impressive game against Miami, 15 carries for 67 yards. And although TJ Watt won't be there, what Josh Allen does great, he does well scrambling on 3rd downs. And what the Steelers have to understand is where they want to put their energies, just stopping the run or the pass. The Bills are so much more than a one-dimensional team. They're so much better than just Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. He has a bunch of weapons to go to, and I really do think he's going to get the legs running on the ground for the Bills.
Yeah, that's a good one there with Josh Allen getting the over yards there, too. Is there another pick you like in the other game? Is there anybody else you like here for the props going on Monday night? I
do. I was flip-flopping back and forth because with the weather in all these different games, you never really know if they're going to run the ball, hence the Dallas game right now. But I do like Dallas Goedert, tight end of the Eagles, over 49.5 receiving yards, especially if Jalen Hurts is hurt. He's going to go to his tight end with A.J. Brown out. It's going to be Devonta Smith. It's going to be Dallas Goedert. He's a veteran. He's a guy that has to step up. Tampa Bay defense, they have not been truly great against tight ends. They allowed the 3rd most, I think it's tight end receiving yards at 11 per carry. So we've seen Juwan Johnson torch them. We've seen Kyle Pitts. We've seen Evan Ingram torch them. He's got to get it done. He's got to get in there. I trust it against a defense. I love the matchup.
All right, there you go. That's another good one with Dallas Goedert over his receiving yards there. As always, good picks, good insight, good analysis from Sara Jane Gamelli, sports betting content creator for Ball is Life, doing such a great job for them. Sarah, always good to talk some betting with you around football, and we'll see how these bets pan out on Monday.
Thanks so much. Thank you for having me.
No problem.